You are sitting peacefully on a warm, lazy afternoon when a sudden violent shiver rips down your spine like an electric shock. Your shoulders jerk involuntarily and goosebumps explode across your arms even though the room feels perfectly comfortable. Most people would blame the cold, but here is the truth that changes everything. This shiver has nothing to do with the temperature outside your body. It is your ancient nervous system hijacking your muscles for reasons buried deep in human evolution, and the shiver is far more than a random glitch. It is a profound conversation between your brain, your body, and the ghosts of your prehistoric past, and what you are about to discover will make you look at every unexpected tremor in a completely new light. Picture yourself in that exact moment. The sun is shining through the window. You feel relaxed and content. Then, without warning, your skin prickles and your muscles contract in rapid bursts. Folklore has long claimed someone just walked over your future grave, but science reveals a far more fascinating reality. Deep inside your brain sits the hypothalamus, a small almond-sized structure that acts as the master thermostat for your entire body. This tiny command center constantly monitors your internal temperature, and when psychological stress or sudden emotion floods the system, it can misread the signals completely. It raises your internal set point as if you have plunged into an ice age that exists only inside your mind. Your body responds the only way it knows how, by ordering your muscles to shiver and generate heat in a desperate attempt to warm up from a chill that is purely imaginary. This is called a psychogenic response, and it shows just how powerfully your emotions can override physical reality. But that is only the beginning of the story, and the reasons behind these tremors run even deeper. When a sudden fright or intense stress hits, the same hypothalamus triggers the classic fight or flight response that kept our ancestors alive on the savannah. Adrenaline and noradrenaline surge into your bloodstream at lightning speed. These powerful chemicals prepare your muscles for explosive action, either to run from danger or to stand and fight it. Yet in modern life, there is often no predator to chase and no threat to escape. The trapped energy has nowhere to go, so it discharges as a rapid series of micro-tremors. Your body is literally revving its engine in neutral, waiting for the clutch to engage while the chassis vibrates with unused power. This is why a sharp, unexpected noise or a moment of intense anxiety can leave you shaking even on the warmest day. Now consider the goosebumps that often accompany that shiver. Those tiny bumps rising on your skin are caused by microscopic muscles called erector pili contracting at the base of every hair follicle. Millions of years ago, when our ancestors were covered in thick fur, this reaction served a critical survival purpose. The raised hairs trapped a layer of warm air next to the skin, creating natural insulation against the cold. At the same time, the puffed-up fur made the animal look larger and more intimidating to potential predators. Today we have shed most of our body hair, but the mechanism remains hardwired into us. Recent groundbreaking research from Harvard University has revealed something even more remarkable. Those same erector pili muscles do far more than create goosebumps. They form direct connections with stem cells in the hair follicles. When the sympathetic nervous system activates them during cold or stress, it actually wakes up dormant stem cells and accelerates the regeneration of hair and skin tissue. What looks like a simple primal reflex is secretly helping maintain and repair your body at the cellular level. The shiver is not just a reaction. It is a bridge between your emotions and the ongoing renewal of your physical form. Yet the shiver does not stop at survival instincts. It can also explode into moments of pure beauty, and that is where the story takes one of its most surprising turns. You are listening to a soaring orchestral piece, or a vocalist hits a note of raw emotional power. Suddenly an electrifying wave races across your skin. This is known as frisson or aesthetic chills, and it feels like a skin orgasm triggered by art itself. Neuroimaging studies show that when something transcendent happens in music or a powerful story, the auditory cortex forms a direct high-speed connection to the brain emotional centers. The caudate nucleus lights up with anticipation, and then the nucleus accumbens floods with a massive release of dopamine, the same chemical that rewards survival behaviors like eating or reproduction. Your brain is literally giving itself a standing ovation for an experience that touches the deepest parts of human consciousness. People who score high in openness to experience tend to feel these chills more intensely because their brains have built superhighways of connectivity between sound and emotion. Beauty becomes as physiologically necessary as food or safety. The shiver proves that humans are wired to consume profound experiences as if they were essential fuel for the soul. But the unexpected tremors do not end with emotion or cold. There is another everyday trigger that catches almost everyone by surprise, and few people understand why it happens. After emptying a full bladder, many experience what scientists call post-micturition convulsion syndrome. It is that sudden violent shudder right after you finish urinating. The mechanism is a perfect storm of autonomic nervous system confusion. As the bladder releases its contents, internal abdominal pressure drops along with a small loss of warm fluid. The parasympathetic system, which had relaxed to allow urination, suddenly clashes with the sympathetic system, panicking over the perceived threat to blood pressure. To restore balance, the body releases a rush of catecholamines, including adrenaline. This creates a brief short circuit that results in the familiar convulsive shiver. It is your nervous system overreacting to a completely natural function, as if the body had just faced a dangerous drop in vital signs. The phenomenon is harmless, but it highlights how delicately balanced the automatic systems inside us really are. To understand why so many different triggers produce the exact same physical response, we have to look at a remarkable crossroads in the spinal cord known as the substantia gelatinosa. This region acts like a busy neurological tollbooth, handling signals for pain, temperature, and intense emotion all at the same time. When emotional input or physiological stress reaches a fever pitch, the signals can spill over across these closely packed pathways. The brain misinterprets the surge as a sudden chill and immediately commands the muscles to shiver as a protective reflex. It is a case of crossed wires in an ancient system that evolved long before complex human emotions existed. The shiver becomes the physical language your body uses when words fail. The same ancient wiring explains another common experience that happens right on the edge of sleep. As you drift off, the ventrolateral preoptic nucleus begins shutting down motor functions to prepare for rest. Sometimes the reticular activating system responsible for vigilance misreads this sudden loss of muscle tone as the sensation of free fall. In a desperate bid to save you, the brain fires a myoclonic jerk, commanding your limbs to grab onto a non-existent branch. You twitch violently and snap awake for a split second. Once again, your body is reacting to an invisible threat using the same shiver and startle mechanisms that protected our tree-dwelling ancestors. Even more fascinating is how these reflexes have evolved beyond pure survival. The amygdala, the brain fear and emotion center, processes threats faster than conscious thought can keep up. It uses a dual pathway system. The low road sends raw data straight to the body, dumping adrenaline in under 100 milliseconds. The high road routes information to the prefrontal cortex for careful analysis. If the cortex decides the threat is false, a coat on a door or a shadow that is not dangerous, it sends an inhibitory signal to cancel the alarm. The leftover energy from that aborted launch still vibrates through your fast twitch muscles, creating the shiver you feel. These same pathways allow mirror neurons to create empathy. When you witness someone else in awe or terror, your own body can produce identical goosebumps, forging an invisible bond of shared human experience without a single word spoken. Every single one of these tremors serves a deeper purpose. The sudden release of energy acts like a pressure valve, discharging the built-up allostatic load of daily stress. It helps your autonomic nervous system reset from high alert back to the calm, restorative state of rest and digest. The shiver is your biological hard reset button, clearing nervous energy and restoring homeostasis. We like to think of ourselves as rational captains steering our own ships, yet these involuntary reactions remind us we are passengers on a vessel guided by the electric ghosts of our evolutionary history. The flesh acts independently of our conscious will, responding to internal tempests we cannot always see. And here is the final revelation that ties everything together. These seemingly random shivers are not weaknesses or glitches. They are the profound paradox of being human. They connect us to the beasts we once were, while simultaneously elevating us through experiences of transcendent beauty and emotional depth. The next time a shiver races through you on a perfectly ordinary day, pause for a moment. Feel it fully. It is your body speaking in the ancient language of survival, reward, empathy, and renewal all at once. Embrace it as proof that you are alive, wired for both danger and delight in ways that continue to astonish. In the end, understanding these mechanisms empowers you to navigate your own biology with greater awareness. When stress triggers a psychogenic shiver, recognize it as a signal to breathe and reset rather than fight the feeling. When Frisson washes over you during a favorite song, let it remind you of the power of art to heal and inspire. These tiny moments are gifts from evolution, offering practical ways to release tension, stay connected to your emotions, and appreciate the incredible machinery that keeps you going every single day. Listen to the shiver. It has been trying to tell you something important all along. We owe a deep debt of gratitude to the dedicated scientists and researchers around the world who have unraveled these mysteries of the nervous system. Their tireless work in laboratories and through advanced neuroimaging continues to illuminate the hidden workings of the human body, bringing invaluable knowledge that benefits all of humanity.